A regular part of your life. Well, I am in Denver for a few days at a lead pastor leadership intensive, and I woke up about 30 minutes ago, and I was just on autopilot. I woke up and I walked over to the coffee maker in my room, and I made myself a nice little cup of coffee, and I've been drinking it ever since I woke up. I opened my Bible. I did my reading for the day, and opened my phone up. Did our Bible reading plan that our church is doing, along with another kind of a reading plan that I do on my own. And today will be a little different. Actually, today will be a lot different than my normal day. But the next thing I'm about to do after I'm done with this video is to head downstairs to the treadmill. I found that it's easier for me to get the kind of miles in I need to get in when I'm out of town. It's just easier for me to get them in on a treadmill. It's kind of a guarantee that I'm going to do it. As much as I'm sure I could go find a place here in Denver to run, it's just much easier for me. And that too, though, is that's a normal practice, is I'm going to go find a treadmill. I'm going to run on the treadmill. And the rest of the day will be different than a normal day for me. Normally I would go into the office, and today's Tuesday. So that would normally involve a lot of sermon prep and all of those kinds of things. Pastor Cody and I meet on Tuesdays, and we talk about Sunday service that's coming up, and other things that he and I have cooked up at Westway Christian Church. And then I would go home, and I would, a lot of times during a lot of the year, we have small group at our house. So we would go home, at the end of the day, eat dinner, and then get our house ready for small group, have small group. We would watch Jeopardy when all of our people leave our house, and then we would probably call it a night. And all that to say, we're just creatures of habit. Those are just, that's a Tuesday. I talked a few weeks ago in the 10:15, maybe I talked about it on here, Tuesday at Corinth, just like a normal day. That's what a normal Tuesday looks like. And it's very laid out, it's very organized. And all of that to say, we are creatures of habit. We have things that we do. And so did Jesus. Let's see. Luke 21:37. Every day Jesus went to the temple to teach, and each evening he returned to spend the night on the Mount of Olives. This was just his habit. This is the last week of his life, and he would go to the temple in the day, and he would go to the temple at night. On the last night of his life, as described in Luke 22:39, then accompanied by the disciples, Jesus left the upstairs room, and he went, as usual, to the Mount of Olives. What we want to do, what I want to encourage you to do, what I do, what I hope you'll do, is that you will develop consistent rhythms of time and space with God to develop and to grow in your relationship with him. As I said, I woke up this morning, made my coffee, kind of on autopilot, pulled out my Bible, pulled out my devotional book that I use, and it's just ingrained in me. It's just a habit. I'm not sure if I'm going to do this before or after I hit the treadmill, but I have prayer cards that I go through every day. The first two prayer cards are just normal. I hit these, these are my daily prayers. And then I have another prayer card. This one says Tuesday, and I'm going to hit that. And this one says Wednesday. I'm going to do that tomorrow. And I have a prayer card for every single day. And it's just a weekly habit. It's a weekly process to keep my brain organized Because if I don't write it down, it doesn't happen. I have people ask me to pray for them, and if I don't write it down, it's not going to happen. So organized, orderly, focused, kind of on autopilot, not the point where I'm not thinking about it, although there's an aspect of that, but certainly organized and orderly so that I can develop this habit so that I can be like Jesus was, as we talked on Sunday. So prayer can have a primary influence in my life. And it's the same way with my Bible reading. Primary influence in my life is Scripture. Primary influence in my life is prayer time. So that I will be the kind of person that when, not if, when challenges arise, I have, like, there's kind of an anchor to my soul. Now, obviously, that's Jesus. But these other practices, they keep me strong, keep me strengthened, and they keep me focused on someone and something other than myself, on someone and something other than my situation and my circumstances. And that thing is Jesus. That thing is my relationship with God. And it makes it easier to not dwell on whatever I'm currently dealing with. I would love for you to develop a healthy practice of prayer and Scripture that keeps you grounded, that is turning you into the kind of person that is a disciple. That word discipline and disciple come from the same root. And I think those are the kind of practices that are going to make you a disciple. And I hope you'll do that today. I want you to know that I love you, thinking about you, praying with you, praying for you. Even if I don't know you, I'm praying for you. I'm actually going to put that on my card. That I would consistently remember to pray for the people who are going to interact with this on a daily basis, that they would be encouraged, equipped, and that this would help them grow. And I'm going to write it down, so if I don't write it down, it doesn't happen. We'll talk to you again soon.